Morning guys and welcome back to another video. It's me Cam from Cam's Cobble and welcome back to another daily Chelsea news video. And yeah, it's that time of the year once again. Chelsea sacking Thomas Tuchel this morning, about 3 hours ago, after last night's defeat against Dinamo Zagreb. Off with the Chelsea official announcement, which was 3 hours ago, and then already within 3 hours it looks like Graham Potter is going to be the next manager. Now what went wrong? According to Indie Football, Chelsea's new board is thought to have analysed Thomas Tuchel's 100 games as Blues boss, identifying a worrying trend of 24 goals conceded in the first 50 matches and 53 in the second 50. Now yeah, pundits, journalists, fans all across the country and the world saw this. Of course, Thomas Tuchel's new 5 at the back system at Chelsea was great for the first 50 matches. We started last season off well, we were top until December, but again the last 50 matches have just been a lot worse. Yeah, part of this is to do with our defender outgoings, Rudiger and Christensen, but we've brought in Fofana, Cucurella and Koulibaly to address that. In my eyes, that's an upgrade, but of course, you can't really put a price tag on Rudiger's presence in the dressing room. Chelsea's board looking at Tuchel's, so what defensive prowess and how that's gone down. But going on to another story, Bowley was looking at Erling Haaland at Man City and what Liverpool have been doing and felt Chelsea was slipping further behind. Potter will be given money in January window and a long contract. I'll be talking more about Potter and the contract and the future. Man City coming off the summer window with a profit as opposed to Chelsea spending almost 300 million euros is a stark difference, whilst Man City seem to accelerate. With that 300 million, we seem to have gone the other direction. Focusing on Erling Haaland scoring 12 goals in 7 matches for a price tag of 53 million, whilst we spend money on players like Lukaku for 100 million and then loan him out. It's thought that Thomas Tuchel on this Lukaku saga had nothing to do with him getting sacked, but I think signing a player for that much money and then not using him might have had something to do with his sacking. It seems that we're actually getting worse, whereas the teams we're supposed to be chasing, Man City, Arsenal, Tottenham, etc., getting better. So yeah, that was what Todd Bowley was thinking when he sacked Tuchel. Now moving on to David Ornstein, who was talking about the replacements. Chelsea have made approaches to Graham Potter plus Mauricio Pochettino, high among manager options. Chelsea owners very fond of Potter plus no clause, so it can be done swiftly if job offered and he agrees. Pochettino would be similarly quick. Yeah, Pochettino less much because we saw what happened with him at PSG. He didn't really do as well. Yeah, he did well at Tottenham, but he's not a winner. Neither is Potter, but I think Potter is the best manager that Chelsea can actually sign. You could say Zidane, but with him not speaking English, that would hinder his performance, I feel. For Chelsea, we're a predominantly English-speaking side, and the media in England is a bit harsh, isn't it? Yeah, no to Potter, no to Pochettino, but yes to Potter. I mean, the one thing bad about Potter is that, of course, Brighton start very well, as seen with their league position this year. Again, they're 4th, but they seem to tail off and actually end up in the bottom half despite their first half of the season. Much like Chelsea in most seasons, we start off well and then tail off at the end. However, I feel this is less to do with Potter, but actually the players at Brighton. Of course, Brighton on a shoestring budget, their recruitment is great, their selling is great. I mean, their players, Graham Potter gets the most out of their players, and to be 4th with the Premier League being the best league in the world and all the other teams is really important. But focusing on Potter, Brighton give Potter permission to discuss 16 million Chelsea move because in his contract, 16 million buyout for his contract. Yeah, Todd Bowley doesn't really care. We probably had to pay a lot to get Tuchel out the door, so 16 million for Graham Potter isn't that great, and that was from Nizar Kinsella from Standing Sport. And not only that, Graham Potter will travel to London to meet Chelsea co-owner Todd Bowley this afternoon. So yeah, it shows how quickly this is happening. And final story on this, Chelsea owners aiming today to have a deal wrapped up for Potter and his coaching staff to in place for Fulham. Of course, the early kickoff on Saturday is Chelsea-Fulham. Today is Wednesday, so that's 3 and a bit days that Potter will have with the players. Again, another thing bad with Tuchel is that we've backed him this summer. I'm hoping he had a lot to do with the transfer window. He was complaining about how much he had to do with the window. Players like Aubameyang were a stereotypical Tuchel signing. Probably only joined because of Tuchel, and now What's Aubameyang going to do at Chelsea? I don't know. But yeah, Chelsea have too many players, and Tuchel still doesn't know Chelsea's best team. So it's going to be even harder for Graham Potter. What's most interesting is that game against Fulham is who Potter prefers and what he's going to do, because I feel players like Kai Havertz and Mason Mount, who under Tuchel were given, the benefit of the doubt for not performing well, is Potter going to have the same ethos? I don't know. Will we be playing a 5 at the back? I don't know. Again, Potter seems to be very versatile. I remember him coming out to the bridge last year, matching us 5 at the back, where Cucurella played left centre back and got the assist to the winning goal. He's a great manager. He does what best with Brighton. He was touted to be the next England manager, so hopefully, we never know. Chelsea might be out the door this time in 18 months, but it's a promising sign from Bowley, offering him a long-term contract and a project, which I feel Roman never did with Tuchel. But yeah, it's important. Bowley gives Potter time, and as Chelsea fans, we've got to be more patient to give Potter more than a year and a half, because realistically we're in a transitional period. But top 4 is probably our main goal, with maybe a cup run, Champions League as well. Potter has no experience, so that's going to be interesting to speak. But that is the end of the video. I'm going to do a long form podcast to be speaking more about what went wrong with Tuchel and looking at Graham Potter's tactical analysis and such later today, so stay tuned for that. But without further ado, I'm going to end the video, because the quickness we're doing this deal, by the time I upload this video, Potter might be already announced. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow, or the end of the day.